Admirals, there's nothing like a casual game. You have to understand that because chess is a game that there's nothing as if we're just joking or whatever, not with okay. So Michelle, it's a very serious game. At the same time, take it. So because we know that Oga Admirals has been resting and and maybe he has other things that he's taking off. So it doesn't mean that you should not come and play too hard. You understand? It's a good thing we have the DGT clock. In the good old days when we used to go and visit Oga at home, there was something that they used to use to bang the clock. So what he will do is that if he sees that the game is getting tough, he will now start activities. And what he's doing is he's preparing for the next game. Not that game, when he bangs the clock, your heart will drop.
Oga will not call century.
So we have Michelle Nwankwo with the white pieces. We have Vice Admiral Jubril Ayinla with the black pieces. 5 minutes each on the clock. Let's start the game. G4, the queen's pawn opening. There's the queen's pawn opening. Conservative opening. Oh, wow, she's transposed into the Cole system, the London opening. This is what I play as white. I call it the wait and get system. I call it, the photograph where you stay and you collect it immediately. So for me, I play this because I'm not in a hurry. So let's see if Michelle has been able to understand the principles of this game. Meanwhile, Admirals is playing simple chess, experience, no need to give the young girl too much to attack. Let's see how she's going to be able to negotiate this position. So, we have a build-up from white. What we have from black is passive, active defense. The center is closed for now. Michelle bringing a rook to play on the c5, anticipating a possible opening. Generally, in chess, white makes its first move, so it's expected that the onus is on white to try and force the game. Although with new modern chess theory, it doesn't follow. We have openings that where they say black is good. But in this case, we do expect that white is the one with the initiative. We have a semi-open file for white. Okay, the knight has jumped forward into e5. This is normally the beginning of a very subtle kind of attack, whereby you do a stone wall. You put the knight, you try and bring the other pieces to play around the king. But the Vice Admiral has refused to exchange. He's just waiting. Say, okay, asking the young girl to show what she has. She exchanges off one pair of pieces. So the knight takes knight. And this is a long thing. Okay, bishop takes. Now, the second knight is coming. These knights, they normally move in pairs. But now that one has gone, there's only one left. The single horse attack. 1 horsepower. It works sometimes, but not always. So, talking of the horsepower, the black knight is the first one to make an aggressive move, blockading the e3 pawn. Bishop takes knight. Now, this move is interesting because for some people as white, you might not want to make that move because you give the opponent 2 bishops, but at the same time, it also kind of like opens up the position a little bit because now you have a bit more freedom. And move the knight away, try all sorts of attacks, but let's wait and see what happens. The knight jumps boldly forward into enemy territory. No retreat, no surrender. Okay, let's see what happens next. Bishop moves forward to the solid square on e6. This is what you call simple but solid chess. Michelle prevents the bishop from having too much scope in territory. The black bishop is trying to come into play now, relocating back to b4. Remember, initially it went from b4 to a5, now it's going back to b4. Queen is, trying to move out so that the rooks can connect with the background, and then maybe potentially we can see some other kind of activity. The bishop takes up a strong position in the pawn chain. In some variations, you might say this bishop is effectively a pawn, but what it does is that it also maybe, kind of like provide some solidity. So let's see what happens next. The position is balanced. It's dynamic, of course. At this point, you can't say anybody has an advantage. Meanwhile, TikTok says the clock on both sides. So both players are keeping one eye on the clock. Like we say in chess, it's very important to know that it's a time game. You know, that popular saying from religion, what does it profit a man to gain the world? In this case, in chess, what does it profit you to capture all the pieces and lose on them? So you always have to keep one eye on the clock. You know, particularly these people who are very experienced in making the game exciting, so you forget that there is a clock there. Okay, so Michelle makes a bold foray into enemy territory. What happens next? We now need to watch out. The bishop was attacked and it beat a hasty retreat. Michelle captures a pawn. So right now she's a pawn up. Let's see what happens next. What does the admiral have up his sleeves? Meanwhile, TikTok says the clock. Don't forget, it's a timed game, so the game must complete with one of the three possible results. Either white wins, black wins, or we end up with a draw. So, the rook has attacked the queen moves, the rook attacks again, the queen moves again. The rook attacks the queen yet again, and the queen runs away from enemy territory, beats a hasty retreat. Oh wow, the queen is still being harassed. I think this is almost a Me Too moment. Okay, women's equality and all that, so you can't attack the women too much. Oh, she jumps in with the knight, captures the pawn. Now Michelle is 2 pawns up. Wow, the admiral takes one back. The position is dynamic, it's balanced. At this point, we still have to say that it's anybody's game. A pawn push, creating space. Michelle keeps attacking the queen. Where does the admiral go? He runs back to the back rank, keeping his pieces connected. Michelle runs away with her king. Oh wow, a double attack. So what next? Okay, attack me, I attack you. According to one of the admiral's students, Dr. Oweri, he says, attack my queen, I attack your king. Oh, advantage, slight advantage to white. The game is still tough, it's dynamic, anybody's game. The king is on the move. Nice position. It's looking like a drawish position if somebody was to offer a draw. But you never know. Oh, that's a check. The king moves again. A pawn push check. The pawn takes check. So what next? The king moves again. It's a bishop check. Oh, that looks like check. That looks like a check. The game has ended. That was a check. And the admiral, the vice admiral, instead of moving his king, graciously decided to hand over